What an evening this is, and I will be getting away from the noise of the traffic on Peafield Lane behind me. It gets quieter the further I go, and I'll be going as far as you can see through 4 sections, first of which is this one, section A, then obviously section B, section C, and finally ending up at section D, and then coming back through them in the opposite order. It's a lovely evening, perfect conditions. We had a bit of rain last week, just missed a really heavy thunderstorm last night, but I think we're going to get a glowworm larva. That's what I'm hoping for. To be quite honest, I'm itching to see one. Now, surveying for glowworm larvae needs no technical equipment, no specific methodology or any nonsense like that. It's a simple walk and look. Having this path here, the Sustenance path, which is obviously a UK-wide cycling route, means it's ideal. Not always ideal for the glowworm larvae that get run over or trampled underfoot that are walking on this path or across it. But in terms of surveying for glowworm larvae, it is pretty much perfect. It provides same sort of conditions each time. And surveying for glowworm larvae, as many of you will know, is something that Dillis and I did night after night from sort of early March right through until we started looking for adults in early May. We did that for years. We counted hundreds and hundreds of glowworm larvae and we measured them all, and we found over the years that they got smaller and smaller. Whether that's still the case, I don't know, because numbers have declined greatly, and it's because the problems that we had with this site, the management of this site being stopped, it scrubbed over and glowworms almost died out. But we'll see if we can find one or two this evening. So, eyes down. I've gone through section A and I'm part of the way through section B. I can hear motorbikes or quad bikes. I know one is in. I can hear them up the top and they generally come down here. If they come down here, then it severely limits the chances of finding a live glowworm larva. They have become very thin on the ground on the path here. So let's hope they don't come down this way. It'll certainly spoil the peace and tranquility again. I think they're going to head this way. Well, you can see where the quad bike has come down through the grass. Motorbikes and quad bikes aren't allowed here at Clipson Old Quarter or anywhere within the forest, but unfortunately we get them. It's a wonder we've got anything. If you do want to ride something through the forest, get one of these, one with 4 legs. They are allowed to be here. They're far more environmentally friendly than a quad bike or a 4x4 or a trials bike. It's a wonder there's anything here that's still left This place has had such trials and tribulations and damage done to it over the years. It's such a shame because it's a fabulous site. Well, I'm at the top, under the shadow of the centre tree. What a fabulous view this is, looking over to Sherwood Pines, what was Clipston Forest and beyond. Dennis and I used to reach this point on when we were surveying for adults, which could take as long as 2 hours. We used to do that every night, and we'd get to the top here and light a cigarette up and sit on the log under the centre tree and look down, and you could see aircraft coming into East Midlands Airport, and it used to be lovely. And then we'd put cigarettes out and walk down through these last 4 sections of our survey route, which was 6.5 kilometres. We did that every night. Some great nights here glowworming. Quite often the best nights were when it was light rain or drizzle, heavily overcast and humid. Boy, did we have some fun counting glowworms up here. But unfortunately, I've not found a single glowworm larva on the path all the way up. So the usual protocol is to waltz around here for a quarter of an hour, half an hour. Let a bit of time elapse, give time for glowworm larva to hopefully wander out onto the path. Quite often it would work. Sometimes we wouldn't get a glowworm larva walking up here, but we would pick 1 or 2 up on the way back down, and that's what I'm hoping for this evening. That's the fluty, very pleasant song of the blackbird. It's a lovely song that's perfect, I think, for an evening like this. It's very much an end of the day bird song, I think. I'm going to start and head back down now. I've spent a bit of time around the centre tree just to kill some time. Hopefully we may have a glowworm larva on the path or about to come on the path, but I'm not as hopeful now and as optimistic as I was when I started this walk up here. I'm rather fearful that it's another blank evening in terms of finding a glowworm larva. So let's find out. It's all right, I've just seen 4 swallows go through. 5. Quite often, once the sun's gone down, in that last sort of half hour of light, you will often get swallows moving through. Usually about treetop height, they just race through north, obviously setting off for migrating overnight. I once watched a female wheatear at Eakring Flash one afternoon, busy feeding in this ploughed field, and it fed for about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, and then it hunkered down. It sort of hunched down as if it was sat on eggs, and it sat like that until it got later and later into the evening, and then off it went straight north, obviously continuing its journey overnight. That was magical bird migration. People really don't appreciate it. Anyway, I digress. We've had a very dry period, as many of you will know. Nottinghamshire especially has escaped any rain that's been in the country. The west of the UK might have had some, but Nottinghamshire, apart from 2 bits during 2 days, not a drop during April. And the first few days they may have been the same. Yes, there was a thunderstorm down Nottingham yesterday, but we didn't see a single drop of rain here in the Mansfield area. Consequently, everywhere is very dry, which is good for insects to fly in, but ultimately, if this continues, it's not always good news for insects. We need a bit of moisture at some time. Everything needs a bit of moisture, and especially the plants, the vegetation, and caterpillars' food plants. May well mean, though, because it's been so fine, we've had such really good weather during April, that we could be in for an early glowworm season. We had some early seasons here over the years, and our first date for a female glowworm of May the 13th was never beaten. I think that was 2012. We had a couple of close calls to that, nearly broke it with May the 17th and May the 18th, but otherwise, generally, the first female glowworm appeared here at Clipsnell Quarter in about the last week of May, and quite often the first female here was the first one recorded in the UK. Became something of a bit of a marker or a standard that once Trevor and Dillis had had the first glowworms here, everyone might start looking. I think glowworms are still out earlier than most people believe. So hopefully we can find a larva down the rest of this path. I need to get a move on before I end up having a tick or two on me later this evening. I've had 4 to get off me already this year. I don't really want any more. Starting to run out of light, and I'm starting to run out of survey section 2. I've got a little bit of section B to go through, and then the return run through survey section A, and I don't think I'm going to be successful in finding a larva. I really thought I would tonight, but I can't see it myself. It's gone very dry. There was a larva found a few days ago, and that was on the other path across the way on the other side of the trees, so they are still around, although I have my suspicions that many larvae that would normally be on this path are now tucked away in pupation, or in the process of pupation. It's a lengthy process. It probably takes the larva longer to actually stop from stopping feeding through to actually pupating than the pupation process itself. Female glowworms are in the pupa for several days longer than males. Could be that we already have pupa here in this area. All remains to be seen. Next week I'll probably start coming up for looking for adult female glowworms. It's highly likely, as I mentioned earlier, that we could break a record. Unless I try, we won't break it. But interesting thing about glowworms, while in the pupal stage, that both sexes can glow, especially the nearer it comes to emergence. Now, over the years, Dillis and myself and Martindale, we tried endlessly and failed for a long time to get people to believe us that male glowworms actually glow, and they do. It's just a short flash on and off, but it's a flash that can be seen from males when they're flying in the dark. Sometimes they were flying and produce a glow in quick succession. We eventually, or Martindale eventually, managed to get photos to show it, and I remember myself at Martin having a pot full of males and looking up and seeing the males glow as we were looking at them. So, on the way through the rest of the sections and then home. And there they go. 4 quad bikers down through the grass strip and onto the path. Makes me so mad. Because when they know they can get away with it, they will do it all the more. Well, that's really ruined what's been a quite enjoyable hour or so. I didn't want to end the video on this note, Just makes you so mad. It's so maddening that they've come through and then gone onto the grass, and eventually they did come back onto the path further up. It's no wonder glowworm numbers have declined. Certainly the death rate of glowworm larvae has increased over the years. I mean, I don't do so much work now, but this is one of the reasons why I don't, because always an uphill battle. Spend 2 years in the larval stage. Whether they get through those 2 years or not is debatable. There certainly seems to be such a lot against them. And then they can go through that 2 years, and then they're looking for a pupation site and wallop. Someone treads on them, rides over them on a bicycle, or rides over them on a 4x4, or, as we've just seen, quad bikes. Such a disappointment. Always puts that disappointing edge on anything. A lovely place like this, lovely wildlife here, some great wildlife, and has so much against it.